We have a couple more updates. Mr. Rentz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for the indulgence. A couple things. I did call Jill Dyken earlier this week, and their report is still in clearance. She would not give me a time frame on it, but it said it would be months. She has received all information, including groundwater tests, and she had reaffirmed that if there were any immediate health concerns, she would inform the township to that. Secondly, Ed Putnam is on vacation. He has been for a couple of weeks now. I did talk to Paula Walsh today. The larger oxidizer is fully incorporated now at this time, and everything is operating as per specifications. If you've been to the site, you can see that it's fully grassed or everything as well too, and it's good, very good grass coverage on that. In the past month to 6 weeks, they got one complaint that they don't actually think was related to the landfill, but they had one complaint. They also talked to the health department in regards to people taking advantage of the township's free water testing for private wells. And in the past 6 months, actually the last one that was done or requested was in September of 2014. So in the past approximately 6 months, nobody has requested any private well testing. I want to urge people, if you're concerned about your water, the best thing you do is take advantage of a program that is offering you a test that costs us a good sum of money for free. It does all the VOAs, all the VOCs. It includes benzene as well too, as I've said at the earlier meetings as well. Today, actually, I got one person who came in and asked about the test, and I told her to contact the health department. So we could work on that. So that's my report on that.
And you'll still give me the total done for the testing, well testing?
Yeah, I'm going to get a sheet paper done. I just only asked for the last 6 months. So I'm going to get an entire sheet.
Thank you. So that takes us to the public portion. At this point in time, we'll open it to the public. A reminder, please keep your comments to 3 minutes or less, and one appearance per individual. For this public portion, we will have another one later on. If anybody wishes to be heard, please raise your hand. Yes, sir.
Good evening, Dennis Wine, Succasauna. A couple of things on your agenda. You have some easements that you're granting up on Shippingport, and I'm wondering if those people have to apply to get their tax reduction is given for the easements, or if this is automatically done once the easements are complete.
They have to apply, but I don't know what impact it would be anyway.
It's 10% on the value of the land.
They'd have to come in and apply for that. We would not notify them.
Okay. The other thing I was interested in, you have a lawsuit that you filed relative to COA, Resolution 193 on page 66. Is that a sort of a slam dunk thing? And is that the end of COA then?
No, actually not.
I was going to give a little bit of an update. The COA committee did meet on that. When we got to it, I was going to update.
Okay, well, wait, hear your explanation. Thank you.
Anybody else in public wish to be heard, please raise your hand. Yes, sir.
Bob Schultz in Randolph. I wanted to first thank Mr. Zoschak for writing that letter to the DOH. It was very much appreciated. And does everybody else in the council agree with the letter? Would they sign off on it as well, or did everybody read it? Or was it just?
We're not going to do a poll of the board right now.
That was just personal on my end.
Do you have any other comments to make?
Is there anybody else willing to write that letter or sign off on it?
Do you have any other comments you'd like to make?
I guess that's a no.
That would not be enough,
No.
but we're not going to comment on the letter.
So that'll be a no. Are you going to be testing for the 1.4 dioxane in the public and the private well testing? Did you make a decision?
That information, your requests have been provided to our experts to take a look at. So I don't have.
Yeah, we had it. Was there any update from the Fenimore Landfill Water Committee? From the Highlands Coalition? Did you guys hear anything? Or?
Mrs. Nordstrom contacted me yesterday. We spoke, and she says they're scheduling another meeting coming up, but I don't have the date.
And is there any change in the lawsuit, Mr. Bluckow, date-wise? Or any updates?
Please.
The return date for our motion to intervene is this Friday, and there'll be a mediation session tomorrow on that particular litigation.
But is the court date still, I think it was July 17th or?
I don't anticipate that it'll go that
You
day.
don't think it's gonna go that far?
And I could be wrong, but, it's subject to change.
And is there any update, I know you said Mr. Putnam was on vacation, but for the additional water testing on the landfill?
No, I don't have any, I haven't been notified anymore, Commissioner.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else in the public wish to be heard on any issue, please raise your hand. Yes, sir.
Bob Medeiros, 4 Nolan Drive, Lakeland, New Jersey. Thank you, Mr. Zoschak. I appreciate it tremendously. And I suggest, even though you don't want to discuss it, that the rest of the councilmen follow suit. Also, I'd like to report that this past Saturday, we had a Rhinton River headwater water test for the 4th year, and we want to see if it scores 18 or higher. Again, we also took additional chemical tests, so I will be reporting back on that. And is there, I know you don't want to discuss the letter, but did we get any reply from the DEP in reference to your initial questions, Mr. Raft?
No, the only response we got back was, no, we didn't get anything from the DEP.
Okay.
Didn't get Mr. Putnam.
All right, and our town expert is not going to go out there and do some research
The
and...
town expert's putting together a proposal now.
Okay.
In fact, I just saw something this evening. I haven't had a chance to read it in detail. And then we need to, I think we said this at the last meeting, take a look at that.
Is it in
analyze what should
reference
be
to
done.
timescale?
Pardon?
Is it in reference to a timescale as I requested and send you the information?
Time scale in reference to how soon?
No, timescale as, yes, as soon, how soon do I have before the water table gets contaminated?
Okay, that would take time regardless to put together, one that enough testing hasn't been done for yet.
Is he considering on doing the
But-
research and filling
He's putting
out the
He's putting together a
calculations I
proposal
gave?
now, we need to take a look at it. Whether it's gonna be everything you're looking for, I'm not sure, but he has, in his last letter stated that, there's no imminent threat from it moving. compared to
Immediate,
testing.
immediate threat,
Yeah.
yes, but it's there and it's coming downhill. So my suggestion to the town council is that you start planning for it
We are.
and
That's why we're-
find out how much time you have. That is essential. Testing is great to establish the difference, what it was yesterday from today, but a plan is essential to find out how much time you have. I gave you the tools. Utilize them or not, it's up to you. But I would prefer it. And I thank you again, Mr. Raff, for your letter to the Department of Health.
Thank you. Anybody else in the public wish to be heard, please raise your hand. Yes, ma'am.
Marion Emery, 3 Canal Street, Ledgewood. I was at the Highlands last meeting, and I was wondering why when the council was invited to the Fenimore Landfill Water Committee meeting, we sent Mr. Blood instead of somebody like Mr. Zelli or one of the councilmen or somebody who might have some more information as far as what's going on, instead of Mr. Blood who does things like buildings and grounds. Is there a reason why we sent Mr. Blood?
I'm sorry, Mr. Blood was also there with Mr. Caputo, who's our health director.
Yes, but why wouldn't we send our specialist, Mr. Zelli, instead of Mr. Blood? What is the reasoning behind that? What, shouldn't we send people who know what they're talking about? No offense to Mr. Blood, but he works on the roads. He doesn't work with water. He is not a professional. He doesn't know stuff about this. We're dealing with our lives.
I appreciate you commenting in regards to Mr. Blood, but again, our health director was there as well too, so I don't want to forget that.
Yes, and our health director doesn't get back to us either. So,
That's a different issue, actually.
so I mean, we need to send people who know what they're talking about. If our health director was there, that's great. But we also need people like Mr. Zelli there.
That meeting, I believe, was just to fill in on some of the things that they're capable of doing.
Yes, but it
For
should,
the township.
it should be people who, it should be council members, it should be Mr. Zelli, it shouldn't be Mr. Blood. I agree, okay, Mr. Caputo, fine, but it should not be Mr. Blood, no offense to him.
It's been noted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else in the public wish to be heard on any issue, please raise your hand. Seeing none, we'll close the public portion. Yes, sir.
Deros, 491 Drive, Letchworth, New Jersey. Jim, I have a question. There's been talk that the township wants to give back to SCP the landfill. I just want to clarify that.
No.
That is completely false, correct?
I don't know where that's coming from.
Okay.
No.
All right. My second question is to Mr. Bucco. Can you give us an update on the court case in Trenton, the Supreme Court case that you're trying to get involved with?
Okay, it's not a Supreme Court case in Trenton, it's a Superior Court case
Superior
in Morris
Court.
County, and we filed a motion to intervene. I think our motion papers, I thought were well written. I think we should have a good opportunity to be approved, but the judge will make that decision this Friday.
Okay. May I ask you, what's your strategy and prevented SCP from getting this landfill? Is there any particular?
I don't want to give you my strategy in the public session because, as I've said all along, and most recently, as recent as SCP's last filing in this case, they appended a copy of one of our expert reports that we published on the website. So, the council has an error on the side of giving you more information than I would have liked to, but I represent the council, and they make the decision. I would have held them back to a lot less information coming out from this council.
And we're not the lead agency on that. That is the DEP for the state.
But I don't want to talk to you about my strategy. I can tell you that I have one, and that.
That's all I was looking for.
Well, not to be repetitive from last meeting, but we know what our outcome, what our desired outcome is, that SCP never, ever be allowed to operate that as a landfill or to have that property go back into its possession.
That is my biggest fear, and thank you for confirming that. I have, Jim, Mr. Mayor, excuse me.
It's fine.
The reason for the road department going to the Highlands Council, would that be because the Highlands Council wants to fund a water system for the
I'm sorry, is it the
Ledgewood
road
area?
department?
Now, first
Oh, no, never mind.
of all,
Trying to be
Mr. Blood is the DPW director. He's not the road superintendent. He's also in charge of access to all of our facilities, in
Okay.
coordination to access to the facilities,
Okay.
which is where some of this testing would take place. So that's one of the reasons he was there, along with Mr. Caputo, the health director.
Okay, I was hoping that the Highlands Council was gonna fund some money to put in water system in downtown Ledgewood.
Oh, water.
Yeah, well,
And one last, Mr. Zoschak, if you seek funds, Obama's green energy has over $400 million out there.
thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Brendan Keating, and I'm from Chatham Borough. I'm running for freeholder in Morris County as a Democrat. I've met some Great Roxbury folks on Facebook, and they told me that this was a good place to come and start learning about what was going on over here. I just wanted to introduce myself and hopefully open up a dialogue so I can learn more about what I can do to really kind of bring the issues of Roxbury and the people in the town as part of the debate. You know, whether I win or lose, hopefully, you know, we can make things like more landfill more of an issue on part of the county where I live in, where most people have never even heard of it. So hopefully, you know, we can open up a dialogue, and I look forward to meeting all of you. Cheers.
Thank you.